a devotee which have surrendered to the Lord, the state of mind must know one thing. You are not into this reality. If you are attached to this reality, then you're bound by this material realm. But a devotee is not attached to this material realm. The devotee is attached to the feet of Guru and God. That's what makes one devotee. Vaikuntha, what does that mean? Vaikuntha is the place where the Lord is ever present. That is Vaikuntha. But in a devotee's life, is the Lord not ever present? The Lord is ever present in the life of a devotee. There is not a single moment, but a devotee, if you call yourself a devotee, there's not a single moment when your mind forget about your Guru and God. If your mind forget about Guru and the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana, then you are in Patal. You are in this loka, in this world, in the material world which is bound by the cycle of birth and death. There's a deep logic into that, where your mind is that what you will become. If your mind is attached to this material realm, then you will never be able to realize the Supreme Lord. You will never be able to attain Him. But first you have to transcend that material reality and find Him into that material reality itself. Vaikuntha is not a place only when you wait, when you die, then you will go. No. Here is Vaikuntha. In your heart is Vaikuntha. In chapter 8, verse 2 of Bhagavad Gita, Arjun asked similar question to the Supreme Lord himself, and he said, how, we will be able to realize you being the Supreme Lord? How would one attain you, for those mind which is uncontrolled? So when we see what Bhagwan have explained here, he explained that get to know. Like today somebody asked, about the self. First get to know. What is Adi Bhuta? What is Adi Devata? And what is Adi Yagna? Once you get to know that, then you are free. Yeah, Bhagwan have said the same thing. Brahman is my imperishable. The Lord is this eternal things, which is the indweller, the one which live deep within each one heart, and in everything around there is what give life to the trees, what would give power to this Prakriti to act itself. It is that Supreme Lord energy which is in everything, that omnipresent cosmic Lord which is present in everything. So is He far away? No. He is in His creation itself. He is here. He is inside of your heart. Out of mercy, He manifests. He said that which is eternal inside of you, that is me. The great yagna. Now, what is it? Adi yagna. What that means? Adi yagna means when we look at yagna from the Gita perspective, yagna is the perception of everything what is happening. The oblation, the devas, when we are talking Adi Deva, let's observe that into the physical reality. When a devotee said, but okay, when I have answered this question by saying that Vaikuntha is here itself, you already have Vaikuntha. Bhagwan is not far away. The Adi Deva, Adi Bhuta refer to the perishable things, this physical body, which is this intellect, the mind. This physical body means the sense organ, the five senses which run toward the outside. Then Bhagavan says, this is my perishable nature. This is the nature which I work onto the outside. That is what I have created, Prakriti. I have infused myself into that. I work into the outside of things. Then he said, by self-knowledge, by getting to know beyond these senses, beyond this physical reality itself, there is something else. No? Then he said, but this is Adidevta, the presiding deities, which is controlling the sense organs and the intellect and the mind. Then he said, but that is the self-knowledge. When you have, this is the knowledge of getting to know that you are not this physical body. These are just an apparatus which have been given to you to work into the outside. Just like an engine and the car, you know. The engine of the car is different from all the electric, the energy which produce and make everything work inside. So like that, I see, this body also function similar way into an engine way. Then he said, but I am the Adi Yagna. I am that Brahman, which is the imperishable Lord himself. What is imperishable inside? It is the Atma. No? But when we pierce the secret of the Atma is part of the Supreme Lord himself. It's just that the individuality of it is different. The Atma, it is just in quantity, it is different from the Supreme Lord, which is the quality. But nevertheless, the Supreme abide within that Atma itself. That's where everything is offered into the great Yagna. Then Bhagwan become Adi Yagna. That's why the question Arjun asked in chapter 8 verse 2. He said, but by which means, the self-control will attain to you, can realize you, can get to know you. Because it's not that easy. Even in spite of knowing, but yes, we are devotee, we are into this physical reality. We are we enjoy every bhajan, kirtan, everything. But yet to transcend that norms of that two, Adi Yagna, Adi Bhuta and Adi Devata, it's very difficult. No? But when we look at what Bhagwan Sri Ramanujacharya have said, those who surrender to the Supreme Lord, those who have taken shelter to the Supreme Lord, note one thing, they are ever with him and he's ever with them. That doesn't mean that you sit idly like that, don't do anything to build your relationship to him. No. You have to walk upon that path of a complete surrender. It doesn't matter which path you take into life itself, whether it is grihastha, whether it is brahmacharya, whether it is sannyas, whether it is sadhu, whether it is rishi, whatever, path you take into the life, you have to climb that ladder and shine what you have inside of you. And then Bhagwan reveal himself, but he's ever present with his devotee. There's not a single time when his devotee, that's why out of mercy, for his devotee, whenever they call him, when that call becomes sincere, he manifests himself. He takes different form. You see, Bhagavad is full of these great story of how Bhagwan come to the rescue of his devotee. But not only to the rescue, he come out of love to his devotee. But yet, you see, how would the Supreme Lord come? Only when the mind is transcend. Not when the mind is fully absorbed onto the external things. When we are talking about somebody, you're talking about yourself, for example. Yesterday he was asking about the self. People mostly what they talk about the self is what they know onto the external self. No, what this body is doing, working, crazy, stressing, and all the other things which it is onto the material reality. How many have dived into that blissful state and enjoying that blissful state of the self? When you enjoy that blissful state of the self, Vaikuntha is here. because you will enjoy the presence of the Lord within your heart itself. You will enjoy not only within your heart, you will enjoy the presence of the Lord everywhere at every time. But the moment you click back and go back into the material realm, then you again into the outside world. That's why it said that a devotee live in a plenitude of everything. It's not partly. It's not just say, yes, I am doing my spiritual path, that's it. No, spiritual means the globality of everything. The body, the mind, and the spirit combined together make the fullness of everything. That's what is a devotee stand for. That fullness of all these three combination together. Adi Bhuta, Adi Yagna, Adi Bhuta, Adi Devata, and Adi Yagna. They are not separate from each another. And that's why I said, for the devotee who is constantly absorbed into the remembrance of Guru and God, they live in Vaikuntha itself. So they are free. They have break that bondage of the clutches which have bind them, that cycle of birth and death. So that's what the devotees stand for. And that's what Krishna has said. Those who surrender to me, I take care of them. And that is the experience of all the great sages and saints.